First, though, is Prince Harry cashing in on his royal title. Harry and Meghan are making headlines again, this time because they've relaunched their website using their regal titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Critics have said they're using their titles for financial and personal gain. They've got a new name for the website too, which is sussex.com. It used to be called archywell.com. So we went on it this morning, okay, and there's no question about it. It looks pretty royal. The office of Prince Harry and Meghan. And then it says, and here's their photo popping up, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and it does have the coat of arms. So, and then you essentially you'll get an about menu and you go in. And I suppose the word Sussex and Duke and Duchess and Prince and the coat of arms, you know, is a bit royal. And the relaunch has attracted a lot of criticism, not only because they use the royal titles, but also because of the coat of arms. When Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties in 2020, their departure meant they couldn't use HRH, but they could still use Duke and Duchess. They couldn't use their royal status for commercial gain. That was all agreed. Apparently the Queen said, yes, OK, that's fine. And they said that we won't be trying to use our royal status to earn any money. And supporters of the couple have said that they are well within their rights to carry on using those titles because that is what they're called. However, they've adopted the surname Sussex for their two children, and it seems like they've moved away from the agreement that they reportedly struck with the Queen, Andy.
I think they're just talking honestly and branding themselves as they are. I mean, it's, you know, saying that Prince Harry can't call himself a prince, saying that they're not the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Why should they have to? They're not using HRH, which they were told they weren't allowed to. You can't say Paul McCartney isn't allowed to mention the Beatles. If King Charles eats one of my biscuits, I can put a royal crest on my biscuit tin. Why can't the fifth in line to the throne say, oh, by the way, I'm also royal?
Anne?
I mean, they're obviously using the royal family to make money. I mean, that is quite obvious, because without their royal status, what would they be? You know, why would anybody want to hear from them? You know, they've made their millions on that one.
Well, Meghan would be a Hollywood actress, wouldn't she? So, I mean, that's not a bad start.
And a very mediocre one. And a very, very...
Well, there are many of those.
No, yes, I agree.
Well, I think she had...
I agree, but she wouldn't be in a California mansion based on Suits. I mean, you know that's
But the royal family makes money from the royal family.
I thought she was good in Suits, actually, I must say.
Well, it doesn't matter whether she was good or bad.
She had a good turn of phrase.
She wouldn't be in a California mansion, but for Prince Harry.
All right. Shade thrown, as they say. Alex in Somerset, hi.
Hi, Jeremy.
What do you think? Is this so? There's the word Prince, it's the coat of arms, and crucially, it's the word Sussex. What do you think?
I just think it's farcical. I agree with Anne. They're exploiting it. It will end up for financial gain, and I didn't expect anything less.
I think, I remember seeing Harry speak at an event, and the word Duke of Sussex came on the screen in the biggest font I've ever seen. And I thought, I suppose he is the Duke of Sussex. That would be his argument, right? The Duke of Sussex. So why...
Can you tell us all to call him, just call me Harry?
I feel probably has said that in the past, but I don't know what to think of this, or whether I care about it enough. You know, I mean, Alex, why do you care?
Well... I kind of don't, but it irritates me. I just think, in all honesty, this whole debacle is so draining. I think on some level, especially because of Charles's recent diagnosis, I think father and son will need to reconcile on some level. But the British taxpayer, I don't want Harry back in the fold where I'm funding his expenses.
So he's in business now, isn't he? I mean, in the end, he's moved away from the royal family. He has to pay a lot of security. Someone said to me he might be burning through £6-7 million a year just on living, essentially. So he's got to earn a lot of money to do that. And maybe, Anne, we just say, look, if you want to call yourself Duke of whatever you want to call yourself, you go right ahead.
No, he is the Duke of Sussex.
Call yourself what you are.
There's no doubt about that. But my argument is that he is using his royal status, or his former royal status, in order to make money. And that is all he's using it for.
Don't you think, Anne, it would be impossible for him not to? He cannot stop being Prince Harry. He will always be Prince Harry.
Yes, but he doesn't have to trade on it quite like he does.
But he trades on it by waking up in the morning. He trades on it. He cannot not trade on it.
Look at that terrible book for which he was paid millions, which did nothing except attack his family.
Was it bad? I thought it was good.
Meghan's got a problem. Now, hang on.
No.
Meghan's got a problem. She's fallen out with her own family. Now she's G'd up Harry to fall out with his family. And I think the period of silence.
I just think it's
would
weird.
be so welcome.
Alex says she's really stressed out about this. You seem quite stressed out about it. I don't understand why people are stressed out
I'm
about
angry
it.
about
Let
it.
him use
No.
a crest.
Not
Let him call
stressed, I'm
himself what he
angry.
is.
Would you want? Here we go. We're getting raised Prince Andrew now. It's like the fire bells go off. Should Prince Andrew stop calling himself Prince or using the word York?
I
which
don't
has
mind
upset
Harry
people in
calling
York?
himself Prince Harry. The point I've been trying to make, and if I sound stressed out, it's because you keep trying to suggest I'm saying something different. The point I'm trying to make is not what he calls himself, but how he uses it and for what purposes.
Yeah, OK, point taken. Thanks, Alex. Kathleen in the West Midlands, do you think their website should be taken down?
Hello. I do think they should. They are profiting from making money out of it. But Prince Harry is always going to be Prince Harry. We know that. But my argument is, the fact is, with his family, at the moment, with their present health conditions, it's in very bad taste at this present time. We know that Harry's going to make money. We know that he's going to use the title. We can't stop that. But where I think it's very bad and very bad taste is with his present, with the family in their present condition. He's showing no thought for them. I would have thought his sympathies would have been with his family and not do it. If he wanted to do it later on.
Well, he did fly over to see his dad when we heard about the cancer,
And we realised that his dad couldn't spend as much time because of the treatment that his father's having. That's quite understandable. But if it was my parents or my sister-in-law, I would think this was very bad taste. He's making all the publicity
Maybe
again.
that's right. Maybe
he's
that's
concerned,
right. Yeah.
He's
Kathy,
concerned to be with his family.
Thank you. Andy, it's this Sussex.com. I've realised what it is. It's not the coat of arms. It's not the word Duke. It's not the word Prince. It's Sussex.com. The royal family doesn't need a .com on the end.
Well, the Sussex title isn't, for a lot of people, it's more about a brand for that couple than it is a royal
But they
title
were called
for the
Archewell. What was wrong with
everyday person.
Archewell?
Well, if we look at it the other way and we see it actually as reconciliation, this is Harry and Meghan actually wanting to move closer back to being a friendly partner to the royal family.
Good
Why
point.
not?
Good point.
I'd just like to follow up on something that Kathleen said when she said, that with the family and the present health conditions, etc. I mean, it's worth pointing out that Harry's never bothered about that. Prince Philip, when he was dying, the Queen, when she was quite clearly dying, he's never stood back and stopped just because something was going on in the family, and he's never going to. He's never going to.
More calls after the break on this. Welcome back, Anne and Andy with us. Later we'll be asking if it's selfish to buy a second home, particularly in Falmouth, because the people are there saying it's now a depressing place because it's all full of second home owners. And is it okay to charge the guests at your wedding for the food they eat? Now, more calls on whether you think Prince Harry is within his rights to call it Sussex.com, use the coat of arms, basically make his website and his business more royal. Pat is in Ayrshire. What do you think, Pat?
No, I don't. And I mean, it doesn't matter what he says. If they'd just put it Harry and Meghan, people would complain. There'd be people like Anne still saying, "No, we shouldn't be saying, it's Harry and Meghan." And I totally agree with Andy. He's quite right. He is a prince. He will always be a prince. He is the Duke of Sussex, whether people like it or not. So what you say about how it came up on a programme he was on, the Duke of Sussex. He didn't put the font up.
No, he didn't. He wouldn't have chosen the font. But I mean, that's true. And also, I think if everything was taken away from him, you all make money out of bashing them. It doesn't matter what they do. He's out doing the Invictus Games things. You're not saying about, that's great, he's doing that. Let Anne respond, Pat.
No, you're not saying he's doing a great thing with the Invictus Games.
You've said that.
You're busy talking about Camilla.
Anne's on red alert to respond, Pat. Let her get in.
Yeah, well, she can do.
First of all, I've already made it clear, yes, he is a prince. Yes, he is the Duke of Sussex. That's not what I'm complaining about. What I'm complaining about is that he is commercialising and making money out of both those things. And that is what I'm objecting to. And I wouldn't even mind if it was benign. But he's making his money by bashing the royal family, who are in a pretty delicate state at the moment.
Pat, what about that? Making money and also, he called
How can that be bashing bashing the royal family? He set up a website, Sussex.com. How is that bashing the royal family? That's
He's
ridiculous.
been bashing the royal family ever since he left the country. His
No, he
autobiography.
hasn't.
His
And he's been open to his father, and
Have you
he's
read
said
his
nothing.
autobiography?
Hang on.
Yes, I have read the autobiography.
And you don't think he
I've
was
listened
bashing
to
the
it.
royals?
No, he didn't.
All right, Pat, thank you so much. Thank you. Brian in Newport, hi.
Hello.
Hey.
First of all, these comments are made to Anne. If you believe this about Prince Harry and everything, there is no truth. Nobody knows what actually went on whether somebody called somebody something or said something, but you're standing up for everybody else. Then you're going on about them making money from this, yet Prince Andrew is living a life of pure luxury, and nobody's saying anything about that.
We refer to Andrew almost every day, but that's a very unfortunate.
And you never do so in approving terms either.
Well, Andrew's basically been disappeared from public life. I mean, that's quite a punishment.
If you add up the autobiography and its contents, the opera interview, and some of the other interviews that he's given, if you add them all up, he has made a living out of bashing his family. I do not admire that. Even if he were a commoner, I wouldn't admire it. I certainly don't admire it.
Brian, hang on, Anne. Brian.
How do you know he's bashing them if you don't know what the truth is? Nobody knows what the truth is about what was said.
What about...
They're a family.
Even if every last word was true, which I very much doubt and which there's plenty of argument, even if every last word were true, it would still be bashing his family.
Okay,
and that's how he makes his living.
We've got that. We've had the word bashing several times now. Brian, thank you. Janet in London. Is he bashing them?
He's not bashing them, but he's just doing what everybody else is doing. People have put books out for the royal family, and they're making money off him. People like Tom Bower, Sarah Bowen writes an article every week. They're making money out of them. Why can't he make his own money?
It's a good point. That's a good point, Eddie.
He's not making his money out of simply being royal. He's making money out of bashing his own family, who by and large cannot answer back.
But is he not okay to do... I mean,
No.
literally gone a record number of uses of the word bashing on this programme. I don't think he's ever...
Well, you've used it.
Well, no,
I
I think you've used it 8 times, but okay...
I'll use it a 9th if you like. He's bashing his family.
He's bashing... Right, well, it's 10 now, because I repeated it. Andy?
Most of what he said in his book and in interviews actually is not bashing the royal family. It's actually talking more positively about it. But there are times when he has spoken very openly and frankly about his own personal relationship with his father and his brother. And the problem, if you are born a prince and heir to the throne, is that you are automatically a product. You are automatically a brand. And I think the idea that he can... The idea... I ask you this question, and how on earth does Harry begin to de-royal and de-brand himself? Does he get plastic surgery so no one recognises him? Does he change his name by deed poll? Does he get a job in a welcome break on the motorway?
Zara Phillips has done that. The brilliant Zara, daughter of Anne, said, I don't want to be a duke or duchess or prince or princess. I don't want to be HRH. I want a normal life. And
Peter Phillips, likewise.
Peter Phillips, yeah. It's possible to de-royal yourself. Yeah. It's like having
Edward tried for a while. If you remember when Edward left the Marines and tried with the really useful theatre.
Well, he was still prince.
There's a difference between... There's a strata here, isn't there? And there's kind of A-list, A-plus list royal. Harry is one. And there are no offence to the lower royals. They can get away with being a little bit more under the radar.
Thank you, Janet. Callum in Edinburgh, hi.
Hi.
What would you like to say, Callum?
Prince Harry and Meghan are not cashing in on royal title. I support them, and I always will. And I've read every book that they have published, and I didn't see any bashing as the lady sitting with you.
Well, when he said someone had made...
5 times.
When he told Oprah that someone had made a racist remark about the colour of their baby's skin, was that not bashing?
No, not at all. It's a fact. He was telling the truth.
It's true, yeah. Well,
I know people would say that.
And also, the other thing is the mitigation is he was Diana's son. Diana died a horrible death. Well, why do you say here we go?
Because that cannot be used as an excuse forever. That cannot be used to define him forever.
Why not?
And he should rise above that.
It's not an excuse, it's reality, you know.
He's damaged.
Yes, but it's been turned into an excuse. I'm sick of hearing how poor old Harry. William went through exactly the same.
He's doing the thing that would have saved his mother's life, which is leaving and throwing some vegetables from a distance. Thank you, Callum. Joanne in Essex, what do you think about it? It's quite serious, this, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is serious. The thing is, I don't believe Harry is cashing on the royal family. And what I don't understand is, considering everybody seems to, the media especially, hate Meghan and Harry, why do they spend all their energy talking about people they dislike? Why don't they send out positive energy and talk about the actual royal family who they do like?
But the media generally, I see, yeah, the media. Well, I suppose there's almost a feeling like this is an unresolved situation, so it's worth talking about. But you're right, it's dwelling on it, I suppose, isn't healthy, really. Andy, do you feel we, as a nation, we're talking too much about this couple?
It's part of a kind of an old Shakespearean almost drama, isn't it? Is the forgotten son, the second son, the xenophobia against the outsider coming in and making us somehow less British suddenly. It all keys into these very old-fashioned themes, and that's why we find it, frankly, so sexy to talk about it. But I'm bored of hearing people, bashing Harry and Meghan at every possible opportunity.
Is it telling us something about ourselves, Anne? That's why it's so interesting and important.
I kept my column in the Express Sussex free for a year, and I said I am not going to comment on the Sussexes. And my agent said to me, you'll be commenting within 3 weeks. Well, I didn't actually. I held out for a very long time indeed. But the commentary was still going on all around me. I was asked this question today. I didn't write the question, by the way. No. I was asked this question today. And the fact is there is going to be a lot of commentary so long as those two continue along the lines they're continuing. Now, they said they were going abroad for privacy, and they've done nothing except go public ever since.
So, yes, I mean, from Meghan's point of view, it's a very good actor. I don't know why she'd want to be associated with all this royal stuff, because it seems like she found it a crashing bore, actually. Joanne in Essex, thank you. Caroline in London, hi.
Hi.
Hey, Caroline, what do you make of this? Should they have a website called Sussex.com when they apparently told the Queen they wouldn't commercialise anything royal?
They're not commercialising anything royal. That's Harry's name that was given to him. Yeah, that name was given to him, so he should be able to use it how he feels fit. And can I just correct Anne on a point that she said about Meghan? Because of Harry, she's living in this mansion. May I remind you, Anne, that Meghan was the only royal bride that came into the royal family a self-made millionaire. She came into the royal family with £6 million of her own money. If she wanted to live in a mansion, she had the means to do that.
Self-made millionaire already. So
she's a £13 million Californian mansion. She filled up the St George's Chapel when she got married, not with family, but with celebrities. She always wanted to be a top celebrity, and she found a shortcut to doing it.
But why did she leave then? Because that's what I still don't get. Because I would have thought,
who wouldn't want to be a princess?
Here, being so loved, would be just amazing.
Who wouldn't want to be a princess? I would.
Yeah, but why
because
leave?
She found it wasn't the celebrity lifestyle; it was actually royal, which is different.
It was more drudgery.
More drudgery, a lot of drudgery. And she wasn't ready for that. She didn't. And this is where I do blame Harry. He should have prepared her for that.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Well, he's got his own fish.